Hi, I'm Neil the saskryker, and welcome back to the channel. There's one word that I think that gets overused time and time again when describing a certain product or service, and that one word drives me nuts when I hear the word game changer, because I don't remember being in the game, and why would I want to change it? But I'm using it today for one very good reason. It is a game changer when it comes to your Can-Am Ryker. I'm talking about this steering dampener from rykermod.com. For those of you who have come from a two-wheeled world or first-time Ryker riders, there's one thing that I think all of us have experienced the first time on this vehicle, and that's when you're going over uneven surfaces or train tracks, anything that affects the front end geometry of this bike. It's this. You will get this unnerving feeling that you're being pulled left or right, whether it's going down the highway like I do at 120 kilometers an hour and hitting some nasty bumps, potholes, train tracks, whatever it is. It just feels, and I don't know if this is a word or not, jittery is the word I'm going to use, because you get that kind of feeling like you're just, it's twitchy. It just really kind of feels unnerving. Since I've owned this Ryker for the last 2 years, I know what that is. I know what the feeling is. I know how to prepare for it. When I come to train tracks, I tend to slow down if I've never been on that crossing before, just because I don't know whether I'm going to hit something that's going to be very rough or it's going to be just one of those boop, smooth transitions right over. So when I saw this product, and you're going to find other YouTubers out there raving about this product as well, and it's high time, and it's well worth the time and effort that you put into installing it, and it's well worth the money investing. I have all kinds of different mods on this Ryker. The one that I started off with, that I talked about the last time, was this F4 Customs Windshield. I thought that was my biggest investment, and the one that was going to change how I rode. It's coming in tied with what I'm going to show you under the hood of my Ryker. It is that significant. In the Can-Am lineup, you go from this to the F3 to the RT Limited as you spend more and more dollars. This bike was affordable for me. This has been an awesome around town unit, and it's also been great out on the highway, which is where I was very surprised at how well it handled. I have just had zero issues with this Ryker. So I treat my vehicles very well. In the wintertime, it goes into storage. I don't see it for 6 months. It's on a battery tender. I'm in Saskatchewan, where I ride 6 months or less out of the year, depending on how the weather is. And with climate change, we're getting more winter than summer. So when I am riding almost daily. Short runs, after work runs, weekend rides with my buddy JT on 3. I want it to be comfortable. I want to enjoy that ride. And the one thing that has really changed it is this morning I put on the steering dampener setup from rykermod.com. It took me about an hour. Very in-depth and detailed instructions with pictures and everything on it, so that you really can't screw this up. And you know me, I've done that a couple of times on some installs. I followed it to the letter. You get everything. You get the Loctite, you get all the parts, the nuts, the bolts, everything else that you need to make this installation work. And then on the back side of this gas shock, it's fully adjustable. It's like the new Rykers that have the adjustable shocks front and rear, where there's a dial, and all you do is find that sweet spot. I went out this morning and took it for a ride, and I set it up at 4. It'll go all the way higher than that, but they suggest not doing that because it really deadens the feeling of the bike. So I started at 4, went around town, looked for some rough spots this time around, and found them. And it was soaking it up pretty good. I pulled over, I clicked it up to 6. Sweet spot, bar none. That's where you will still feel, yes, those uneven things, but it doesn't translate back through to your handlebars. So these bar end weights that I had on that I thought were really the cat's meow, they're there more for decoration now. So let's go have a look and see what it looks like under the hood. I'm not going to do an install video because rykermod.com has an excellent one. My buddy Keith at Rollin' on 3 has one as well. There's a few of them out there, so follow the one from rykermod.com. Follow the instructions. I think it's 4 sheets that you get with all the instructions. It'll take you about a half hour to an hour to get this on if you take your time and really get it done well. You will be surprised at how well this handles. So let's go have a look and see what it looks like under the hood. All right, so I've got the hood off my Ryker, and there is the unit right there. That's this piece. This is the gas shock that goes all the way into the back here, and it attaches onto your steering column. This is your steering column that comes down from your handlebars, and this is a part of the frame. This is the brace piece that you put the first mount onto, second mount on, and then you mount this gas shock. And as you turn the wheels, you'll see the shock extend and contract. And at the very back, I don't know if you can see it, I'll maybe go around to this side so you can have a look at it. There's a red dial. And that red dial gives you the flexibility right here to adjust up or down. And I don't know if you could hear that click. And that's what it looks like. There's a rod here that comes out, and it should not hit any of the plastic. If you've done that installation right, the folks at rykermod.com tell us there should be no issues. If you are binding up or something, go back and check your measurements because you may have not done it right. You need to be 1 inch out from this bracket here, you need to be 1/2 inch up from the horn bracket, and you need to be 5.5 inches up from the bottom of this steering column for these brackets to work. And then you also need to have the wheels turned all the way to the right. They say the left. They're pointing that way, but it's actually to the right. And this need to be 4.5 inches apart where you put the bolts in to actually attach the actual gas shock onto. So that, my friends, is the game changer. Believe it or not. So if you're looking for something like this, get on the internet, rykermod.com. That's rykermod.com. The folks there sent it out very quickly. I got it within a week out of the US. It came by UPS, and I couldn't be happier with the service that I got. Yes, it's a few dollars to spend, but you know what? It's an investment. That's what this whole unit is, an investment for me, and it's going to make my riding life that much more comfortable. So until next time, take care.